Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Liberty Times, the United States has achieved a significant milestone in its nuclear energy sector, with several startups successfully starting operations of next-generation small modular reactors, SMRs. In Idaho, the startup Antares became the first company in nearly 50 years to operate a newly designed reactor, followed closely by test runs from Allo Atomics. Additionally, Utah-based Valar Atomics achieved reactor criticality, meaning the reactor can sustain its own chain reaction. Driven by rising electricity demands from artificial intelligence and geopolitically motivated energy security concerns, the U.S. government and private investors have mobilized billions of dollars to revitalize civil nuclear energy. SMRs are smaller, cheaper, and faster to build than traditional nuclear plants, and they feature passive safety designs that eliminate the risk of chain disasters like Chernobyl. Although these prototype reactors still require U.S. government approval, officials are optimistic. The government aims to have some reactors generating power by next year, with plans for mass production within 10 years. This push is also a strategic move to counter China, which is currently the only other nation with operating SMRs. According to GG Press, Russian President Vladimir Putin has acknowledged a certain shortage of fuel in Russia, attributing the deficit to Ukrainian military attacks on the country's energy facilities. Speaking during a state television interview broadcast on June 28th, Putin's remarks mark the first time he is believed to have publicly admitted to a fuel shortage. Although he characterized the shortage as not critical, he conceded that the problem is obvious as gasoline sales restrictions continue to expand across various Russian regions. To safeguard key infrastructure, Putin emphasized the urgent need to rapidly increase the production of air defense systems. Furthermore, he addressed the severe fuel shortages in Russian-occupied Crimea, where transport routes have repeatedly been targeted by Ukrainian forces, leading local pro-Russian authorities to declare a state of emergency. Putin stated that Moscow plans to expand fuel supplies to the... According to the Liberty Times, South Korea's trade balance with China, its largest trading partner, is highly likely to return to surplus territory this year for the first time in 4 years. This positive economic turnaround is primarily being driven by soaring semiconductor prices, which represent South Korea's top export to China. Data released by South Korea's Ministry of Trade, Industry, and Energy indicates a robust recovery. In May, South Korea's exports to China surged to $18.9 billion, representing a massive 80.9% increase compared to the same period last year. This remarkable growth marks the 7th consecutive month of export expansion to China since shipments began rebounding in November of last year, when export totals reached $12 billion, with a 6.6% year-on-year increase. Furthermore, export growth has consistently exceeded 60% in each month from March through May. This dramatic surge in semiconductor-driven trade highlights a significant revitalization in the economic relations between the two neighboring trade giants. According to the Asahi Shimbun, 2 major tropical storms, Mekhala and Higos, pounded Japan over the weekend, bringing torrential rains, floods, and landslides during the country's annual rainy season. The severe weather has resulted in at least 1 death and several injuries. In Yamaguchi Prefecture, a landslide triggered by heavy rain caused a house to collapse on Friday, killing a man in his 70s and injuring 3 others. Meanwhile, flooding alerts were issued across western Japan, including Kyoto and Osaka. Dramatic footage from Kyoto showed the Kamo River swollen with fast-flowing, muddy water. According to the Fire and Disaster Management Agency, the storms flooded over 30 homes in Nara and Hiroshima prefectures. The extreme weather also caused significant transport disruptions, leading to the delay and cancellation of train services and flights in the affected regions. GG Press reports that the U.S. news website Axios, citing a senior U.S. government official, reported on June 28 that the United States and Iran have reached an agreement to halt their attacks. This development comes amid heightened tensions and recent military exchanges in the region. Although further details of the agreement have not been fully disclosed, the halt in hostilities represents a significant step toward de-escalating the conflict. Both nations have been engaged in back-and-forth military actions, and this reported consensus is seen as a key effort to prevent the situation from spiraling into a broader war. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.